Hello everyone, and welcome to today's tutorial. I hope you're all doing fine. Today I'll be taking you on smoky dress, or you can call it a shred dress, or also call it an elastic dress, any one you can. On this table I have my material. I have my smoky thread, you can see it's like elastic, and then I have my matching color thread along with my material. I have my elastic, the 1-inch elastic and the 1/2-inch elastic to fold the upper side, which is the neck part of this pattern I have here. I have my hip curve, which I've used in shaping out the hip part of this pattern here. I have my scissors to cut out, and then my chalk. Yes, and about the shoulder, before you make your smoky, because that here is where we'll be having our thread to smoke this dress on the reeler, you'll be losing this part on your shoulder. Loosen it out with your screwdriver, make it a bit free so this can pass through it. You can see if I loosen this out, you can see that on its own it can't pass through this, so you have to loosen it. See, if not, it will be cutting while you walk. See, it's not entering, so we have to loosen here first before passing this. Then I have my chalk when I'm working on this if I want to add to my measurement. Then about this dress, you don't have to be slim to be able to make this dress. You can be size 40 and even 50. As long as it's looking smart on you, you can enjoy this. Here I have a pattern of an off-shoulder dress on this table. It's not pencil, it's straight. You can see I have just 1-inch sewing allowance for my hemming at the bottom side because of the nature of this dress. On this paper I have my off shoulder of 5 inches off, so I don't have it too low around the chest angle. My length is 44 down here, and I added my sewing allowance of 1 inch. You can see my 44 and then my 1 inch to fold the bottom. I have my hip length that says 25.5. This is my waist length that says 17.5. Here I have my under bust, it says 14. Around here, this is the depth of my neck. I took 7 inches. This 7 inches here, from this upside of my 5 inches, I will be folding in 1 inch. When I fold in my 1 inch, that's after placing on my material. I will weave here and just lay it this way, and then run my stitch on it if it's the material like I have here. If I'm working with this, I'll weave this with my matching color thread and then just bend this, weave it, and then pass this 1 inch elastic I have here. And if I'm using this inch here, this 1/2 inch here, that's why I have this measurement I have here, this 1.5. If I'm using this 1/2 inch elastic, I will weave this tip and just fold it here, so that when I'm passing my elastic, there will be ease for it to move. You can see it's looking very relaxed on it. So from this point, 5 inches off, I have my 7 inches. The way I'll achieve my neck measurement. Down here I have my armhole measurement, which I have connected to the neck part, after which I've taken my 5 inches for my neck, then curved my armhole. Around here I have my bust angle. I've taken my bust angle. My bust here is giving me 34 inches, which I've divided into 4. It's giving me 8/4 plus my 1/2 inch to sew. And then around the waist, my waist says 31. I've divided it, is giving me 7/3/4 down here, and I've added my 1.5 inches. The same thing around the waistline. My waistline says 32, which when you divide it into 4, it will give you 8, and I've added my sewing allowance. Same here around my hip. My hip says 36. I divided it, it gave me 9 plus my sewing allowance. Then I have curved out this dress. Alright, this is the shape of the person we are working on. For us to get the allowance for the smoky, if you notice this angle, you see there's a line before my measurement started. I have my 3 inches here on fold. You can see my paper is folded, you see. Then I have this on fold, this 3 inches here, so when I open it, I'll be having 6 inches standard. The reason why I made out this shape, some people they just add whatever measurement they like to add and then start shaping this. Some will end up cutting their smoky thread, some will just end up spoiling the shape of their dress. So it's better you shape out your body on the material, or you make a pattern of this first and then place on your material, cut out, and then sew on your machine. But for those who still have issues with this idea, when you use this process, you can as well use the wide part of your body, which I have here as my hip. You will notice is the bigger part of the body. You can have it straight up. After pulling your thread, which you have added your 3 inches, after stretching your material, then you make out a pattern paper of your body structure, place on your material and shape out your body. But be careful so your smoky thread doesn't cut. This thread can be very funny sometimes. It could cut when you're sewing. So this is it. I have my 3 inches here to open up to give me 6 inches, so I don't have excess on my material. And this shape we have is so that after moving out all the measurements you need when you're sewing, you still have the shape to be able to pass in measurements. Sometimes you finish sewing, you don't have allowance for your body to connect. That's why I have this 1.5 inch, so that even if it's half that is remaining, you can close the clothes and still feel comfortable inside. And then up here, if you're using your 1 inch to fold, this is it. This is my 1.5 inches up here. If you're using this 1.5 inches to fold, make sure you fold this way before cutting out your armhole, so that here will be looking straight. When you fold it, they will be equal. And if you're using your 2, you can as well fold this as well. See, you just fold and then cut out your armhole, so that when you open up, everything will correspond when you fold it. So that's it on this pattern, so you don't have too much issues on making your smoky dress. Then as for the measurements, when it comes to standard yards to use for your smoky dress, for the measurement of somebody I have here, 3 yards is enough for me, so I can as well achieve the sleeve depending on the type of sleeve the person wants. But if you're from the hip 40 and above, you should be holding at least 3.5 yards or 4 yards, so you'll be on a safe side after cutting out your dress. So I'm going to be cutting out this pattern because I'll be using my 1.5 inches up here. I don't want to use the 2 inches. This is it. I'm going to cut from here, so you see my hand is straight, and then I come down and cut out my armhole like so, and then here I have this down to my underbust and my wrist, going down to my hip. I will cut out. I'm not making a pencil, I'm making a straight 3/4 length down, and so I have it out here. So this is it. You can also shape here if you want to, but I don't want to shape this one. I'm going to be leaving it straight because it's low already. So when my elastic comes, it will just gather up itself. So I'm going to be opening this so you see what it looks like. So this is it. You can see I have excess on this already. You can see that from here on my paper, if I from this line measure out my 3 inches, you see, let me place my paper this way so you see clearly. I'm going to measure my 3 inches down. If you use more than this 3, you can try 4 inches depending on your body size. But if you use excess like 9, 10, you will have too much material, and that would be a waste of the smoky thread, the upper thread, and your material as well, and also waste of your time. So this is it. And then you find yourself start trimming and losing the shape of this dress. So this is it. In total, I have my 6 inches to work with on this body. So this measurement will spread out when you start smoking your thread. Now for you to be able to achieve an accurate stitch on your smoky thread, around here, which is my 1.5, I'm going to take it also to this part. You can see even the neck part is looking very wide. So this off. I'm going to come from here. Already I have ½ inch here. I'm going to mark half. That's if you're working on your dress direct. I'm going to be marking half here. I'm going to go all through this paper. If you are working on your material, you mark ½ inch depending on the space you want the smoky thread to be on your material. You can mark half using your material chalk. This is a detailer chalk here. Use it to mark half down to the end of your material, and then make sure you don't forget your hemming allowance. Don't go to your hemming allowance so you can fold. So this is my half. You can see this dress can be stressful but very lovely when you're done making it. So you see, this is where you'll be stitching on your clothes. Then this thread will be under with your reeler, and then this one will be at the upside on the machine to sew this. While you're sewing, you see it keeps coming closer, it comes closer. That's how you do and maintain every part of this material here till you're through with this. And don't forget the hemming part. Don't touch the bottom side, which is the hemming part of this. Don't touch it, so you have something to fold the bottom side of your dress. So that's it with making of your smoky thread. You can try this on your dress or someone else's dress. Don't forget to use a matching color. You can see I have a matching color thread to work with on my material. And then make sure you open up your reeler so that your thread will be able to pass. Here you can see it's looking lovely. So guys, with this idea, the same way you take this pattern or your material and place on another material which will give us the back, because this dress does not have a fastener, that's a zip. That's why you didn't see any zip on this cable. What you have at the front is what you're going to place at the back. So while it's stretchy, you can enter and then you can feel comfortable inside of it. You don't need to stress yourself with any fastener. So like I said, you just add your 3 inches and then bring out your measurements and work on your dress. Alright guys, I'm sure this video has helped you real good on how to make your smoky dress without having excess on the body and knowing the measurement to add to get your smoky dress ready, lovely and beautiful to wear. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, go to the comment box and drop your comments, and then we'll be ready to attend to you on whatever you ask on. Follow us on our Facebook page, and then you get to see more videos and beautiful wears to go through. Thank you for joining us in today's tutorial. Bye guys.